top 10 Premier League clubs who have spent the most on transfers in the last 20 years. In the last 20 years, the Premier League has seen a massive wave of spending, with clubs dropping millions to snag top talent from around the globe. Today, we're diving into the top 10 clubs that have spent the most on transfers since 2000. Let's get started. Starting our list is Fulham, with an expenditure of €520 million. Fulham is a team known for their yo-yoing fortunes between the Premier League and the Championship. Despite their fluctuating presence in the top flight, Fulham has never shied away from investing in talent, with a total expenditure of €520 million. From the days of Louis Saha, a clinical finisher, and Edwin van der Sar, a world-class goalkeeper, to the more recent signings of Jean-Michel Seri, Alexander Mitrovic, Alex Iwobi, and Frank Anguissa. Fulham's transfer strategy has focused on acquiring players with the potential to propel them into the higher places of the Premier League, and establish themselves as a stable force within it. Now, while Fulham's €520 million investment is impressive, their London neighbours, West Ham United, are taking spending to new heights. With an eye-watering €601 million dedicated to bolstering their squad, West Ham United's presence on this list underscores their unwavering commitment to remaining competitive in the Premier League. Despite occasional flirtations with relegation, the Hammers have consistently invested in talent, with a total expenditure of €601 million to ensure their survival. Iconic signings like Paolo Di Canio, a magical player, Carlos Tevez, a passionate goalscorer, and Dimitri Payet, a midfield magician, have brought moments of magic to the Bowling Ground and the London Stadium. Recent acquisitions like Mohamed Kudus, Sebastian Haller, Lucas Paqueta and Gianluca Scamacca, who didn't quite cut it for the Hammers, showcased their ambition to push for a higher Premier League standing. Though they're still a selling club and have lost quite a number of key players, they still have enough talent in their ranks to fight for higher places in the league. While West Ham United's investment of €600 million signals their ambition to climb the Premier League ranks, another team's expenditure overshadows this considerable sum. Aston Villa. With an expenditure that tips the scales at a whopping €670 million, aren't just playing catch-up. They're aiming to rewrite their destiny in the top flight. From the days of Dwight Yorke and Darren Bent, to the more recent signings of Ollie Watkins, Emiliano Buendia and Moussa Diaby, Villa have consistently sought to add game-changing talent. Villa's transfer strategy often involves shrewd player swaps and bargain buys, demonstrating a keen eye for value in the market. Moussa Diaby, signed from Bayer Leverkusen last summer for €54 million, is now their outright most expensive purchase. Aston Villa's ambitious €670 million expenditure is hefty, yet it pales in comparison to the eye-watering spending of Newcastle United. With a swashbuckling €900 million dedicated to their squad, Newcastle's journey from Premier League to Championship and back is marked by continuous heavy investment. This figure has reached an astronomical total of €1 billion since the century began, with the legendary Sir Bobson era funding stars like Alan Shearer and Shay Given. Newcastle have laid a solid foundation of success. The recent influx of capital from a Saudi Arabian consortium has only heightened expectations, bringing in talents like Alexander Isak and Bruno Guimaraes to fortify their return to the top echelons of English football. With the wealthiest ownership now at the helm, the Premier League landscape is set to be reshaped, not just for Newcastle, but for all. However, even these staggering figures seem modest when set against our next contender, Arsenal, who have taken spending to an unprecedented height with an astonishing €1.3 billion. The Gunners were once known as the misers of the Premier League during the reign of Arsene Wenger, but now that is a forgotten jest, as the checkbooks are well and truly out. As mentioned earlier, Arsenal's transfer dealings in recent years have leaned towards a more frugal approach compared to their free spending past. However, their historical expenditure still warrants a significant mention. The Invincibles era, led by Arsene Wenger, saw the signings of iconic players like Thierry Henry, a goal-scoring machine, and Dennis Bergkamp, a maestro of creativity. More recently, signings like Mesut Ozil, a playmaking wizard. Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Gabriel Jesus, the former Man City versatile attacker, are aimed to maintain their position among the Premier League elite. Declan Rice is the record signing of the London outfit. The Englishman was signed for well over €110 million from West Ham in the summer of 2023. Yet this financial audacity isn't unique to North London. From North London to Merseyside we go, because next on our list is Liverpool, with a spend of €1.4 billion. Liverpool FC, under the astute leadership of Jurgen Klopp, have emerged as a dominant force in recent years. Their transfer strategy has been a blend of calculated investments and the occasional big money signing, resulting in a total expenditure of €1.4 billion since the turn of the 21st century. The transformative arrival of Virgil van Dijk in 2018 solidified their defensive foundation, while the attacking prowess of Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane propelled them to Premier League and Champions League glory. Clever business like Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold further highlight their ability to identify and develop top talent. The Merseyside Giants began the turn of the century with frugal spending and were majorly a selling club, with marquee sales like Fernando Torres and Luis Suarez, major sales that showed the weak financial muscle of the club. However, since the arrival of Jurgen Klopp, the cash has well and truly been splashed. And boy, the results have been equally swashbuckling. And with the imminent departure of the German manager this summer, you can also expect more expensive signings for the Kop. Yet, the spending saga doesn't end in Merseyside. We now pivot back to North London, to a club known for its distinctive approach to the transfer market, Tottenham Hotspur. Despite not quite reaching the heights of Liverpool, Tottenham have committed a surprising €1.5 billion to their squad over recent years. Their approach has often been characterised by shrewdness and a focus on developing young players from their renowned academy. However, they haven't shied away from making marquee signings when necessary. Former players like Harry Kane, the club's all-time top scorer, and Eric Dyer are products of their academy, while signings like Tanguy Dembele, Richarlison and James Maddison showcase their ability to attract world-class talent. While some of these signings have proven to be great business, some of them have become colossal losses. Now, shifting focus to the other end of the Premier League financial spectrum, we find Manchester United, whose spending reaches a colossal €2.2 billion. Despite their recent struggles on the pitch, United remain one of the biggest spenders in Premier League history, with a total expenditure of €2.2 billion since the start of the century. Sir Alex Ferguson's legendary reign saw the arrivals of iconic figures like Cristiano Ronaldo, Rio Ferdinand and Wayne Rooney, solidifying United's position as a global footballing giant. More recent business like Paul Pogba, Angel Di Maria, Antony and Bruno Fernandes showcase the club's continued ambition to reclaim their place at the summit of English football. Although most of these signings came with a lot of hype and left with a limp, the Old Trafford Giants will seek to invest more in the summer transfer window to help Erik ten Hag in what is fast becoming a mission impossible, waking a sleeping giant. The narrative of immense spending in Manchester doesn't end with the red side. Just across the city, Manchester City have surpassed United with a staggering €2.1 billion investment in their squad. Since the Abu Dhabi United Group takeover in 2008, City have become a dominant force in English football, carefully assembling star-studded squads capable of conquering both domestic and European competitions. Sergio Aguero, the club's all-time top scorer, Kevin De Bruyne, the midfield maestro, and Raheem Sterling, the pacey winger, are just a few examples of the game-changing signings that have propelled City to the pinnacle of English football. More recently, the defending champions have acquired marquee talents like Jack Grealish and Gvardiol, who both were signed for €105 million and €95 million respectively. These figures are impressive, but they still don't top our list. Stay tuned as we reveal the biggest spender in Premier League history. Topping the list with a staggering €2.6 billion spent on transfers since the early 2000s, is Chelsea Football Club. The Roman Abramovich era transformed the club into a global powerhouse. A seemingly bottomless financial well has fueled a relentless pursuit of trophies. From the iconic arrival of Didier Drogba in 2004 to the club record signing of Romelu Lukaku in 2021, Chelsea's transfer history is a who's who of world-class talent. Eden Hazard, Juan Mata, Diego Costa and N'Golo Kante are just a few names that stand out. For many Chelsea faithful, the Roman Abramovich era ended on a sour note. Although, with the club's new owners, an even higher dose of reckless spending continued. The American takeover by Todd Bowley has been nothing short of remarkable. The new owners have spent a whopping €1 billion since their arrival in the summer of 2022, with players like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo and Wesley Fofana being the headline signings. And there you have it, our rundown of the top spenders in Premier League history. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating financial battles shaping the world of football. Until next time, thanks for watching.